Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking and Reviews, back to talk more comics. Tonight we're going to be talking about Ghost Rider #1, the new reboot, whatever you want to call it, of Danny Ketch and Johnny Blaze as Ghost Rider. And we're also going to be talking about, right now, Doctor Strange #20. It's the last issue of this kind of run, even though we're starting a new series with the same writer, the same basic creative team. I don't know why they just don't keep going. I mean, they're just going to call it #1 again. Like, it's stupid. But that book will be called Doctor Strange Surgeon Supreme, right? I believe. Yeah. So, full spoilers for these issues if you haven't read them yet. I have the Alex Ross cover because I just love Alex Ross. I will take that anytime. It's like the 25th anniversary variant. You know, people sometimes ask me why do I get the variants and stuff, but it's because sometimes I just prefer the art more than what I think if it's going to be collectible. I just really enjoy looking at good art, and Alex Ross is top notch. I mean, come on. But this story, the last few issues has been the Doctor trying to stop a few things from happening. Very, very small stories, no big arc. But in that course of that story, these last couple of issues, Doctor Strange got his hands fixed, and he was able to fix this kid, and now he's got, you know, magic and the ability to use his hands again. And so in this book, he has to decide what he wants to do with now, you know, with the power of his hands now and back, and it's all right. You know, like when I first started reading comics again, I glommed onto Doctor Strange, and I was really enjoying it for a while. And I also really like Doctor Strange Damnation, which ties into Ghost Rider #1, actually. But lately, like, and I also liked when they restarted Doctor Strange #1. I liked that it was cosmic. I like that a lot of this stuff has been cosmic. I like that he was learning magic on other planets and space and learning new spells because the magic, you know, was gone. Loki had been the Sorcerer Supreme there for a little while, which was also a pretty fun little run. And then, you know, he came back and we had this, like, last part with Galactus and Dormammu and stuff. It was awesome, kind of, I was enjoying myself. But then 18, 19, and now 20 comes, and I'm just kind of like, they're wrapping up, and it really seemed to, like, just be, oh, he's got his hands back. Okay. And I gotta say that I think I might take a little bit of a break from Doctor Strange after this, just because I just haven't been feeling like, I don't know. I'm not liking the direction that they're in, and I don't really like the writing that much right now, and it's just kind of bothering me. Because I really was digging this. And this, like, some of this art, you know, like, who did the art in this? It says Javier Pina. But, man, this looks like Greg Land art, man. This really does to me. This looks like Greg Land, except, you know, like, Greg Land always has people with their mouths open and stuff. But this just, I don't know. Like, I thought this was kind of cool where he's having the nightmares, and it's Nightmare. But then he wakes up and it's like he doesn't remember that it was Nightmare, and it's just nightmares. And he just goes into this, like, kind of existential thing about, you know, with his hands and what he could do, and talking to, you know, his ghost dog buddy. Why can't I remember his name? Bats. That's right. And so he goes to see Kana, his favorite technomancer, who he was hanging out with at the beginning of this new run, where she was helping him learn new spells. He kind of jumps into the middle of this thing. Middle of this magic fight, which is kind of like what the cover's like. Ooh, like, you know, she's gonna kill him. Kind of a bait and switch there, but they get into a quick fight, and there's some, you know, there's some decent art in this book and everything, and him just trying to. But this all just feels like wrap up and set up for something else, and it just. They find out that these guys on this other planet. What is their planet called? Well, they're the Talagarians, right? And they have their own ancient one. But it's like an artificial intelligence now, not like Doctor Strange's ancient one. This one is like a computer. And it kind of, like, Doctor Strange kind of talks about it like we have our own artificial intelligence, and it's making, or we have our own internet that's starting to create artificial intelligence. And while I thought that part was pretty good and interesting to talk about, and then this thing comes out of nowhere and starts killing everybody, and Doctor Strange realizes that he's been making spells, with broken hands for so long that he doesn't really know how to cast spells with healed hands. And so, for a brief moment, he struggles, but then again, he takes out the demon because, we're not going to, this story needs to have an ending, so you can kind of forget being any, leaving on any cliffhanger. So, essentially, he just goes, one sec, okay, he just goes on with, what's going to happen, and just goes right to, oh, I'm going to be a Surgeon Supreme, and it really, what a waste of an Alex Ross cover. It's disappointing to hear that Doctor Strange is getting another #1 with the same writing team, and going as, Surgeon Supreme, and I know there's going to be more than that, but honestly, so let's get to the other book that we're talking about here, which was I was excited about, just mostly because when I was reading Ghost Rider back in the 90s, what turned me on to Ghost Rider was Mark Texeira's work, which is why I sprung for the Mark Texeira. If I'm even saying his name right, I don't know. I've been saying his name like that all my life, so I had to get the Ghost Rider #1 Texeira cover. Just love it. I wanted to get the Arthur Adams one that's right here, right there. But that one was $30. It's sorry, man, Art. Maybe I'll get you to sign one later on somewhere else. But Ghost Rider #1. So, like I said, Mark was drawing the book when I was first reading it, and it was where we got introduced to Danny Ketch, actually. And we, Johnny Blaze was around and stuff. Spirits of Vengeance was a book that I was reading also back then with Blade and everything. But Mark's art really drew me to the character. And so I read it for quite a while, and then I stopped reading comics and everything. And I really liked how Johnny Blaze becomes takes over for Mephisto. They lock Mephisto up after Damnation, and Johnny Blaze starts running hell. And then we kind of just really don't have that much going on with Ghost Rider, except for Robbie Reyes, who's on the Avengers. And so it's nice that we're starting this, where Johnny's in hell. He's got everything locked down. He's fighting demons, and he comes to Earth to find demons too. And what we find out throughout the course of this story is that, Johnny has been letting a little bit of the hell take over. And I mean, it's kind of really, I mean, it's not a surprise or anything like that. The art in this is pretty good. It's pretty good. I like this shot. I thought it was he looks like Matt Murdock coming back, coming out of hell. Doesn't really look like Johnny Blaze. He definitely looks more like Matt Murdock there. But he runs into Danny Ketch, who's running a bar and trying to hold back the Ghost Rider from coming out of him. Now, I lost track of Danny Ketch as a character for a long time, so it's kind of interesting that they're bringing him back now, or at least they're saying in this book that he still becomes the Ghost Rider. I don't know how many books he's been in over the years. If he was even in, I don't remember if he was in Damnation, though. I don't think he was. But he's being reminded of things from the past all of a sudden, of course, because it's it's a issue #1, right? So, he's been drinking a lot and trying to hold everything back. And then, he's fighting demons. So, I mean, I guess, just nobody knows that he's doing it. I love this page, though. Okay, it's pretty kick-ass. Fighting this demon, which is where we enter Johnny Blaze, and they decide to catch up after they do this fight. And Danny is, I mean, for not being very into it, he's doing a very good job. And as you can see in the one corner here, right here, Johnny's pretty impressed at what Danny's willing to do. Go straight down a big-ass demon's throat and then hook it from the inside and come out basically its asshole, I believe, and rips it inside out. So it's pretty dope. But like I said, Danny may not like his job, but he's pretty damn good at it. Because the thing was blind, right? The thing was blind, so the penance stare wasn't going to work. So he did the next best thing and just turns it inside out. But meanwhile, while Johnny's out of hell, hanging out with Danny and looking for souls, Lilith, somebody named Lilith, has come to take over the throne. So Johnny's got problems in hell, but he's also apparently becoming a liability down there and going mad with power. Johnny's trying to get him to help. Danny doesn't want to be a part of it because, of course, this is issue 1, right? So it's all set up here. It's the, oh no, I can't possibly, I'd rather die, and, then he comes back and, But all of a sudden, Mephisto's in hell hanging out with Wong, who's, his jailer right now. And he says he feels something coming, something worse than me. And meanwhile, Danny goes to his mother's grave, whose spirit or presence is there, saying that Johnny is drunk with power, mad with power, and he's got to be dealt with. He's liking to get dealt with. And that's a really cool shot there too, with the chains. And he's not just tormenting demons and everything. He's really destroying them and taking over. And that's what Ghost Rider number 2 is supposed to look like. I hope there's some more variants on that. And then we get this other little story right here at the end. First there's hell as other places, so they give us this nice roadmap for anybody that's not familiar with the whole world and all the different places. That's pretty cool. I like that. Very Jonathan Hickman right now. Give us an extra information. But then there's the caretaker in here, the one that's in charge of the Ghost Rider scrolls and all that. And something happens in this book, and they cut away. That she finds in this library. It kind of makes me think of Doctor Strange's magic library. And it's a pretty, look, it's not the best thing in the world, but I dig it. And if you dig Ghost Rider, I think it's a nice new jumping off point. It's very interesting because basically they're saying that Danny has to stop Johnny. So Ghost Rider versus Ghost Rider. I don't know how long the series this will be, if this is just a short thing or whatever, but I kind of need a little change of pace. I wouldn't mind reading some Ghost Rider for a little while, so I'm on board right now. The people writing the book right now are, it's fine. What did they say? There was Aaron Cooter is the artist and Ed Brisson is the writer. I don't really know them offhand. I'd have to look them up. Because like I said, I haven't really been paying attention to who's writing and drawing since I got back too much. But watching channels like Thinking Critical and stuff is opening my eyes more to the writers and the artists again. So we'll see how good this is as it keeps going. So anyway, I do recommend Ghost Rider actually. Doctor Strange, it's been disappointing a little bit. Even though I liked the Galactus story, it just felt like it's been going downhill for a while ever since they kind of brought it back with the number 1 and where he went into space. Well, I thought the space stuff was cool. Once he came back to Earth, I just kind of felt like, no, why didn't he just stay out there and explore some more? But I guess they need him on Earth for events and stuff. So anyway, those are the reviews for right now. Later on, we are going to be reviewing Old Man Quill and number 10 and Immortal Hulk number 24. So if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Gun Review saying have a great night. We'll keep reading comics, and we'll see you next time.